As you probably all know, I'm a big fan of exercises which appear simple, are not actually that simple, but they're easier to do than something more complex, and they help us develop many complex fitness modalities that would otherwise take us a lot of time, a lot of effort, maybe require specialized equipment, and maybe also require some kind of space which we don't have in order for us to do them. Now, the other day, you can see on my screen here on the right, I did a short which basically showed one of these exercises. It's a relatively simple squat jump with a knee tuck to the chest. And now I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you some tips on how to do it better. I'm going to explain why it's so good to do. I'm going to do all this so that you know better for yourselves what it is you achieve if you actually try it out. And I really want you to try it out. It doesn't matter how difficult it is. As you get better at it, it will help you get all these things back to you. Now, the reason that this is a difficult, or rather not a difficult, but it's such an amazing exercise which gives you so many things, and I'm going to break down the different muscle groups it uses and everything else that it gives you, is because it's essentially 3 exercises rolled into one. What are the 3 exercises? Well, here's the first one. Obviously, it's a squat. Go all the way down, come all the way up. The second one is a straight jump. It's like we're doing this. And the third one is a knee tuck, is if we're going from standing and we tuck our knees to the chest. Now, let's break down first of all the different elements, all the different muscle groups it uses, all the different fitness modalities it helps you develop, and also answer the question whether you do it barefoot or not. If you're indoors, I suggest barefoot. It helps your foot strength, it helps your long-term foot health. If you're outside, obviously you need to use shoes. The outside world is very hard on bare feet, unless you have specialized surface to actually do it on and you feel brave enough to do it. Okay, so that out of the way, what do we use with this exercise? Well, this is what we use. If you're also barefoot, you're working your feet, foot strength, you're working your ankles for ankle stability, you're working your calves, you're working your knee joint, you're working your quads, you're working your hamstrings, you work the front hip flexors and the side hip flexors, you work your glutes, and here's where it is. You also work your rectus abdomini, which is your front abdominal. You work your internal and external obliques because now they need to tense in order to stabilize your body. You work your transversus abdomini, which is essentially a deep abdominal muscle, which is part of your core and part of your lower back. You work your glutes. All the different little muscle groups which form your glutes are worked in this exercise. And also because you are using your arms a little bit to give you a lift, you're working a little bit of the upper body, which is shoulders and triceps. But that's a tiny amount. It's almost negligible, but I need to mention it because it actually worked. All right, if you do this long enough, so let's say you do 5, 10, 15, 20 of these, now you're also beginning to build up an oxygen deficit, so you're working your cardiovascular system and your aerobic capacity, and you begin to improve. A couple of things to watch out for. We shoot off from the floor, and I'm going to show you the exercise. We go all the way down, all the way down, all the way up. Okay, and then I'm going to go all the way down. So I didn't because I needed to talk to you, but this is how it should look from here, there, down, and down, like this. Now, what you need to watch out for is how you land. You land wrongly in this, you're going to feel it. What is wrong landing? Well, if I land flat-footed, or worse, on the heel of my foot, there's very little absorption of the force that way, so it sends all this sort of vibration which jars up my body and explodes at the base of my spine, and it hurts. You may not damage yourselves, although potentially you might, but you'll definitely feel bad doing it. That's the first indication that you shouldn't be doing it that way. How should you do it? Well, you can see I'm going to turn sideways for you. I'm going all the way down, and now I'm exploding off. You can see I'm leading up. I'm going to explode. If I go all the way up, my knees come to my chest, and as I land, I make sure I land on the ball of the foot. So this is key for you to keep in mind. This is tip number 1. Tip number 2, as you jump up, use your arms to give you a lift, and exhale. And as you exhale, you tighten up your abs, tighten up your core, keep your body as upright as possible, and the whole thing looks like this. From here, I go down, exhale, down, exhale, down, exhale, down, like that. You do it 5 times, 10 times. 10 times is a lot. You're gonna start getting sweaty. It brings us to the other question. Do you need a warm-up for this? Yeah, you do. Okay, anything which is explosive generates a lot of power to begin with. It helps you develop even more power. So definitely, you need to warm your body up a little bit for performance. So this is essentially a performance-related workout, a performance-related exercise, which is exactly what it is, what it says it does. It allows you to become more powerful in the way you move your body. You have greater explosion as you push off the floor. You have greater explosion as you move your body to jump, to kick, to strike, to run, to do anything at all. Okay, I hope this helps. I hope this has opened it up for you so you realize how amazing it is. If you haven't tried it, please, please, please do. Make sure you warm up, make sure you take my tips on board and do it safely. Take care of yourselves. See you all next time.